evening. Welcome to a special meeting of the Putnam County Legislature called by the clerk at the request of the chairman. Tonight is December 10th, 2024. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Legislator Sage, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Recognize Legislator Nasarino for the legislative prayer.
We seek blessings on the task before us. Bless our efforts with clear insight, our deliberations with wisdom, our work with clarity and accuracy, and our decisions with impartiality. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
District 1, Legislator Montgomery. Here. District 2, Legislator Goldman.
Present.
District 3, Legislator Adamasian.
Present.
District 4, Legislator Nasarino.
Present.
District 5, Legislator Elman.
Here.
District 7, Legislator Castellano.
Present.
District 8, Legislator Sage.
Present.
District 9, Legislator Crowley.
Present.
District 6, Chairman Young.
Present. Item number 4 on the agenda is the approval of appointment of outside counsel for the legislature over a pending litigation matter. Discussion. Legislator Crowley.
So I have some questions. I don't understand why we're doing this. If we pass the legislation, it vetoed, then it was overrode, and then there's a lawsuit right now. And we're saying that this isn't attached to what's going on, and we're seeking outside counsel. It's cited in the resolution that that's exactly what it's attached to. So if I sent an email to Rob earlier, do you think this is a good idea to proceed, counsel, with this? Without being in
He
court?
responded to your email.
I didn't get it.
What time did you respond?
It was around 5 because it came in today.
Well, we have a
It was-
6:15
it was
meeting, so.
Yeah, through the chair.
Yes.
This resolution was circulated last Thursday. I was presented with a very extensive list of questions presenting complex legal issues, and I responded as quickly as I could today.
I have a copy of it right here. It was in our box. We got an email earlier today. It was in our box. So it's here.
I can have a copy down.
If you'd like to take a minute to look at it, I'd like to make a motion to amend the resolution to replace the firm of Keene and Bean with Gettinger, Waldinger, Monteleone, Gushu, and Hollis LLP. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion on that? Legislator Crowley.
Without this being distributed with enough time, I don't think it's enough time to take a vote, number one. But two, I think that we're still going against what the judge is saying, Judge Spofford is saying.
This is on the motion to amend.
Okay.
Who are these people?
They're an attorney they're a firm out of Mount Kisco, New York.
What do they
Yes.
specialize in?
I think we have a stay in place, so to take any action, whether it's amend the resolution or to adopt the original resolution, we're not allowed to vote on
The
this.
stay refers to Resolution 216. We're talking about a new resolution.
That referred.
Anyone? Let me see if anybody else.
I'm not finished, if I may.
Well, you asked a question and I
Okay.
answered it.
Okay, well, are we gonna have a deliberation, or are we gonna just like cut people off? Are we gonna be able to deliberate this, or is this gonna be as it always is and just ramming it through? Would you like to deliberate as legislators do?
We are.
Okay, so I'm not finished. If I may continue my conversation regarding even the new resolution, I think it's in relation to the issue before us where we have a stay in place, and it appears to be in direct violation of Judge Spofford's order issued on October 1st.
I don't believe that that's the case.
Well, who's advising you that that's not the case?
Counsel, and I spoke with Mr. Hollis today.
Who's
Yes.
Mr. Hollis?
Someone I proposed to, he belongs to the firm that I'm asking we amend.
Okay, we've been assigned outside counsel. We've been assigned outside counsel, Romer Wallens, Chairman. It's your opinion that this subject of the court action it's your opinion that you don't believe that, but it's my opinion, and I've not consulted counsel, because I don't have outside counsel. I did email Romer and Wallens last night, because I am concerned about taking action on this when we have been ordered a stay issue. So to take action on it would be in direct violation of that court order. So, you guys all want to be slapped with contempt? Go ahead.
Clearly,
Merry
you're
Christmas.
not understanding what we're doing here. What we're doing is, we now have an issue, we now have a suit that we want to hire outside counsel for, which we should have every right to. We're not violating any order of a court. So I don't see
Taking
what the
action
what the
is a
problem is.
direct
And by the way-
violation of a
by the-
court
no,
order.
please don't interrupt. I didn't interrupt you when you went on your
I'm
rant.
answering you. You know,
I didn't
think
ask you a question. I didn't ask you a question.
you're violating a court order.
We're not violating.
There's a
Okay,
stay
that's
in
your
place.
opinion. Vote against it.
Yeah, that's your opinion. You've
Let-
been advised
yes.
by
You're
legislative counsel
finished.
Fiorillo.
You're finished.
Mr. Chairman, I see two separate issues. One issue is just in general, there's a dispute whether we can just appoint outside counsel. What we're talking about now is specific to the charter, which says when there is a specific instance, then the legislature absolutely has the right. And that's the way I'm viewing this, and that's why I think we should do this, because there is an action, and therefore we have the charter right, and I don't know if that's very good English, to appoint counsel of our own. So I'm in favor of this.
I agree with you. Any other discussion? This is just on the motion to amend. Legislator Nasarino.
Well, just for the background, it's just a travesty for the county attorney to assign us counsel when it is the county attorney who we cannot consult or confer with. So it's a travesty, and this is the toboggle and the obstacle that we're facing because of this. So let's go back to the root of the cause and understand what precipitated all this.
I'm gonna get to that. I asked to appoint Keenan Bean a while back.
Yes.
I didn't even get a response to my memo. We were served with this current order to show cause, and we sent it down on November the 26th, right, which is about 3 weeks ago. I haven't gotten a confirmation out of the county attorney's office. I haven't gotten a response from the county attorney's office. I haven't gotten a phone call from the county attorney's office. That's why it's imperative that we are able to hire this outside counsel.
Well, aren't they derelict in their duties if they don't represent us and they don't even communicate with us and they certainly don't advocate for us? That's a problem in of itself.
It's a terrible way to run government. Legislator Montgomery.
So I believe you haven't heard back from them because there is a stay in place. The court order was issued on October 1st.
Excuse me?
Because the stay was issued before you requested Keenan Bean. Was it
Absolutely
not?
no. The state, Counsel, do you have the dates? I believe it was a day or two before Thanksgiving. It was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
26th.
And you,
The initial request for Keenan Bean was made on September 11th by your memorandum to the county attorney. The resolution number 216 was passed on, I believe, November 25th, and then November 26th we were served with the order to show cause.
Right. So I don't know what October 1st is.
well, so the county documents, the county charter, the county legislative manual, where is it that states how we can appoint outside counsel? I believe the documents state that we are appointed outside counsel by county attorney. So we were appointed outside counsel. Why aren't they here tonight? We should be talking to them. This is an unlawful vote. I would, you know, unless you
Get
guys
your
wanna be.
facts straight. Come on,
you
let's
wanna
talk
be-
facts.
you
Let's
wanna-
talk facts.
Okay, facts are.
Anyone else?
Do you
Legislator
know what
Crowley.
stay means? I just trained my
Legislator
dog
Crowley.
what stay is. A stay is a stay. And then we've been issued a stay order.
Based on
Took a half an
Resolution
hour to teach my
216.
dog
If
this.
you could read, you would read Resolution 216. Legislator Crowley.
So my other concern is the fact that the paperwork needs to be in by the 16th, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Okay, so
That's why we
Prior-
need to hire an attorney.
does, through the chair, Rob, does the paperwork need to be turned in by the 16th?
The
The
date,
response?
the date for response papers is, I think you're correct, December 16th.
16th,
But as
so-
soon as counsel is retained, they can contact the court and request extra time if they need it.
They
Okay.
believe they can, I'd like
Can I
to, a
finish?
roll, I'm gonna,
Can I finish? Or
no, we're gonna call for a roll call vote. You had a chance to speak
I-
twice. Maybe 3
This
times.
is on to replace.
This
the
is on the
firm.
amendment.
The firm name. Okay, Legislator Adnesio.
Yes.
Legislator Castellano.
Yes.
Legislator Crowley.
No.
Legislator Elner.
Yes.
Legislator Goldman.
I'm not voting, I'm abstaining because it's against resolution 216, in my opinion.
Legislator Montgomery.
I abstain. It's in direct violation of the stay.
Legislator Nasarino.
Yes.
Legislator Sage.
Yes.
Chairman Yankee.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Diane.
Thank you. So
Change
going
my
back
vote.
to the
Wait,
approval of,
I'd like to abstain.
For the record, you can
I'd like
just.
to abstain.
Yeah, okay.
what?
I tried to motion.
But you have to say it in
Through
public.
the chair,
so-
I'd like to change my vote to abstention.
Is that permitted? Okay. Now, let's go to the item, the approval of outside counsel for the legislature. We changed the firm. Discussion. Legislator Goldman.
Do we know a little bit about who these people are?
That would have been
You said if I'm not.
that was for the last discussion. Yeah, we do know. They're
well, tell us.
municipal litigators.
Okay.
And who advised you to hire them?
I had a number of people who I reached out to that recommended this firm.
Who are these people?
It's not, people I trust, people I have faith in.
Every reason to support
Legislator
the stay.
Castellano.
I'll add to that. I've been working in the courts for 29 years. This is an outstanding law firm. Dan Hollis is a fantastic attorney. I'm really excited to see him be named in this. I hope his firm takes this and we'll move forward with that.
Who, if I may ask the chair, who's giving you legal advice that tells you this is a
It's not
lawful thing?
legal advice.
If this is, somebody's giving you legal advice that tells you this is,
I can
Oh.
read. I can read. I can read that the stay applied to resolution 216. This is a completely, and now we have a litigation matter in front of us, which allows us under the charter
2.04.
2.04 to pick our own attorney. So I'm talking facts. I don't know, what language you're speaking here.
well, if I may,
Go ahead.
as you insult me, I can read too, and by continuing to take this action, you're going against a court order. And I think you'll probably all be in contempt, so
Okay.
I'm not gonna be party to this.
Okay.
And I'll abstain, and you can all open up your sanctions for Christmas.
Great. Any other discussion? Legislator Elmer.
Now that the county executive sued us, I really would like to have an attorney.
Did you repeat that?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Now that the county executive has sued us, I want
To us from the county executive's office. This resolution gives the legislature an opportunity to assign outside counsel for a specific purpose to defend us in the action which was brought by the county executive against the legislature. We have the right to assign an attorney to represent our interests. This specific case is in direct conflict with the county executive, and therefore, according to the county charter, we are invoking our power to appoint outside counsel on a case-by-case basis. This is a case that we're assigning a lawyer to. Isn't the legislature entitled to choose independent counsel to represent our interests in a case brought by the county executive? The bottom line on all these resolutions is the fact that the legislature would like to appoint our own outside counsel to be fairly represented. We haven't spoken or been contacted or met with the county attorney since last May. I fail to understand why the county executive or the county attorney, for that matter, would block our ability to pick an outside counsel when we do not have any fair representation here at the county. And we should have the opportunity to pick outside counsel based on this particular action, which is in accordance with the county charter. So I'll be supporting this. different resolution, 215, different than 215.
Legislator Crowley.
I'd just like to know through the chair who wrote this resolution and what resolution number is this, just for reference. Doesn't have a number on it that I saw.
Resolutions get numbers after
After.
they're
I asked counsel to draft a resolution, and I reviewed it.
Okay.
Can I ask,
Sure.
through the chair? Can I, through the chair, I'd like to ask Legislator Crowley, who wrote her brief to our legislative council that you sent.
Are you
Yesterday.
questioning my abilities of being able to write?
Without a law degree. It's
I don't
pretty
have a law
specific.
degree.
Pretty specific and a lot of legal jargon in there, I'm assuming it
So
wasn't.
you wrote it
I'm
yourself?
sure you've
So
consulted with
I
a
write a
lawyer.
lot of things all day long. And like you, I consult with many people that I trust. So I reached out for counsel myself. Because that's what we do. We do research and we find out what the best strategies are, and I like to ask questions. So I think they were all appropriate questions, and that's why I sent them.
Okay. Yes.
I was gonna ask the same question, who crafted that memo? Because I've seen your writing style in other emails and it didn't really align. I just have some comments going back to the resolutions that I think that needs to be stated. If you mind if I go off
A little
a
bit.
little bit,
Yeah.
but it's directly correlating. So in the paper, Burns states, he believes the rationale behind the lawmakers' actions was retaliation. It's being railroaded through because they fear the potential result that may come from the Board of Elections. So let's be clear on the Board of Elections and any ethic complaint. This is not a crime. This has been blown out to such huge proportions that it's shameful. It's actually shameful. We had a legislator who was brought up on ethics charges under Joe and I can't recall everyone's purview, who failed to disclose something. And just at the end of the day, admitted that it was wrong and it was an oversight on her part. And that was the end of that. And that's gonna be the end of this as well. This isn't a crime. This is made out to be in the press, in the media, in the vetoes. I've never seen government run like this in all my 12 years, in all my 8 years on the town board. Everything is just so dysfunctional. Goes on to say, which I will take issue with as well, and they also fear that this year's election results could prevent them from overriding a veto in the future. Well, shame on you, County Executive, because you're the one who cherry-picked who would succeed me so that you would be veto-proof in the future. So the pot's calling the kettle black here. So I take offense to that as well. You don't have to comment, that's just my opinion.
You finished? Jenny?
Yes.
Okay. Legislator Montgomery.
I have a question for Legislator Nasarino through the chair. Are you saying that the elections in Patterson were not fair? Were they rigged? Is that what you just said?
No, I did not say that, so stop putting words in my
you
mouth
did.
as you
Legislator
spin
Gould.
your
I'm actually happy.
propaganda again.
Did you have your hand up?
As you spin your propaganda again.
I'm not finished. I'm
No,
so
I'm
You're
not
finished.
finished.
You're finished.
I'm not finished
I'm
with
happy
you.
to see
I'm not
that
finished
ethics
with you.
violations have continued to
No.
be pursued.
They're
Legislator
not
And
Gould.
the end of
Relax.
Club Putnam is coming. We'll
I'm not
see
Legislator
you.
finished with
Goodbye,
you.
Legislator
Oh,
Nasarino.
we get the
Anyone
mood to
else?
stay on.
Anyone else? There's been a claim that charter changes by the, there have been claims by the county executive that charter changes by this legislature have been retaliation against the county attorney. This is a smear against this legislature. We never changed the authority of the county executive. It's in all the newspapers that, you know, we're power grabbing. The power grab is the other way around. We get sued. By the way, this litigation is just going to cost the taxpayers thousands and thousands of dollars for nothing. There's no necessity for a permissive referendum for the charter changes we adopted. It became necessary for the legislature to contemplate outside counsel due to a conflict with the county attorney. And I'm going to go through the background again. The county attorney filed a lawsuit in response to a notice of claim that was filed against the county in early 2023. There was a 50H hearing in the springtime of 2023 where the county attorney learned that the prospective buyer for 34 Glenida was the son-in-law of one of our legislators. Okay, he learned that in May of 2023. In December of 2023, the law department filed a lawsuit against this person. Never came to the legislature for the authorization which was required. We get a notice of determination from the Supreme Court in early May, May 5th, I believe, of 2024. That lawsuit was never on any of our monthly litigation reports. I had no knowledge of this lawsuit. But we need to authorize these lawsuits. We requested and invited the county attorney to come here to a rules meeting on May 16th of 2024 to explain the action. That's when things exploded. He felt he was summoned. It was beneath him to be here in front of us to answer any questions. The chairwoman of that committee happened to be the legislator that whose son-in-law was a prospective buyer for 34 Glenida, and shortly thereafter, they filed an ethics complaint. This information was in his hands for over a year. In May or June of this year, he filed the ethics complaint. That's retaliation. That's a definition of retaliation. When I requested outside counsel appointment, that appointment's supposed to be a joint decision by the county attorney and the chair of this legislature. He just appointed a firm without consulting me about it. I have nothing against the firm, but I don't see why I need to be married to a firm that he selected without my input. I've always believed that this legislature should be able to choose our own counsel, especially in light of the circumstances with the county attorney, who nobody's seen at a public meeting since May 16th of this year. The ethics board, which is an unelected, unpaid volunteer board, great respect for them, they get to pick their own attorney. We're elected, we hold the purse strings to the county funds. We should have the right to pick our own attorney. It's not that complicated. The county executive is the one pursuing a power grab, and he's trying to handcuff this legislature. It's offensive to me and the people that elected certain members of this legislature that are apparently working against the best interest of this legislature. This violates the trust of the voters that elected us. It's not a good way to run government. With that, I'm going to ask for a roll call vote.
Legislator Adnizio.
Yes.
Legislator Castellano.
Yes.
Legislator Crowley.
I'm abstaining pursuant to court order, and also, I don't know why Roman laws is not good enough for us, and not good enough for everybody else in the county to be represented by.
Legislator
We
Elman.
made that
Yes.
clear.
Legislator Goulden.
I'm abstaining for the same reason I mentioned before.
Legislator Montgomery.
I abstain.
Legislator Nasarino.
Yes.
Legislator Sage.
Yes.
Chairman Yasi.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.